Hello, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here with Defining Moments Press. I am celebrating another author in this incredible new book, Unexpected Leader, 11 Tools for Transformational Leadership. Please welcome Dr. Kristina Wachter. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here, Melanie. Thank you for having me.
Well, congratulations on the release of this amazing book. Like, you have some incredible knowledge that you're dropping all kinds of gold in there. Tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you become an unexpected leader in your life?
Okay, well, it's a culmination of events, really. I mean, you look at this, and one of the claims in my book is that we all have the potential to lead. We just need to create the design. And my chapter is called Global Leadership by Design. We all have the ability to lead and lead well if it's purposeful, if it's with intent, and we rely on making connections with others. So through a whole series of trial and error throughout my life, yeah, this is where I have arrived. I have taught in cities across the world. I have spoken as an international speaker. I'm a university professor and I teach cultural foundations of society. So I've put all of my expertise into this, and I know what makes effective leadership work.
Well, and one of the things I think is interesting, we always talk about this, you and I, is just the cultural differences when a company is investing so much money to actually send somebody, to another place to live, and they're going to replant and build an arm or a branch or launch a product in another country or even sometimes in another state. Just, the culture is so different we can define culture in multiple ways, right? We've got the culture of our business and how that internal culture, what that looks like. You've got equity, diversity, and inclusion and different cultures within the workspace of people from different backgrounds and ethnicities coming together to try to communicate and work and collaborate as a team. And then you've got the culture when you go from one country to another. So there's a lot of confusion wrapped around in all these different cultures.
Well,
So
just really, I mean, it all comes down to one concept. If you're looking at culture, you're looking at the values, beliefs, and attitudes that trigger actions of people. So if you understand where people are coming from, what their cultural values are, then you can act with cultural intelligence. And it's a very easy process to do if you are planning to do it and you're able to adapt, because things never work out the way you want. But if you have a sense of the culture and the values and the places, whether you are dealing with someone in another department internally, you're dealing with people with different backgrounds than your own internally within an organization, or you're dealing with someone across the world, the process is still the same in terms of developing cultural competency. And this is through the ability to make a cultural shift, recognizing where you are, where you're starting, and then shifting to an understanding of where the other person is coming from and building a bridge to bring the communication process together for success. And that is when people lead.
And it's interesting too, because we don't always, understand how we're offending people if we go to a different culture. I've traveled all over the world as an international speaker and an author and as a business coach and a leadership coach. And it's amazing, you know, going and seeing how people respond. Like, even as a blonde woman in India, I mean, they treated me like some kind of a rock star. Like, I looked like an alien to them. You know what I mean? And I remember walking through this crowd of people and I had my sunglasses on because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. And then I realized, like, they just wanted to be seen. Right. And when I felt like such an idiot for having these sunglasses on, like trying to be all cool,
Just
right?
You don't need to feel like an idiot if you know ahead of time. You can
Yeah.
be lying. You can be part of that. That doesn't mean you are one of them. You're not trying to co-opt or antagonize them, but you understand so that you blend. And when you
Right. And
blend
you
and
don't want to offend people that you're trying to blend and do business with, and you're trying to make connection. This is about making connections across different cultures, right? That's what you really specialize in. So,
exactly.
and there's just so many things people don't know. Like, for example, if you go to Saudi Arabia or the Middle East and you show the bottom of your shoe, it's very disrespectful. Like, if you don't know that, it can cost you a huge amount of money in your business. I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it as well. So tell us how you work with companies to educate them on all these cultural differences to help impact their bottom line, their performance, their retention of their employees, and all that good stuff.
That's just it. The ability to do this will save your company so much money, and it will make money in the long run because you will make lasting, impactful relationships where everyone flourishes. And so the payoff, the ROI for investing in cultural competency training with me is high because you will have results that keep building and building and building upon each other. So what I do, I start it's a four-step process, and I teach people how to have an understanding, first of all, of where they start. In my culture spin method, I go with this. In the leadership method, I look at the cultural bridges, and we look at vision. We look at and that again is sense of self and where you want to go personally, where you want your business to go. And then you build a foundation using, concepts from my culture spin method, which looks at self, people, place, context. You build a profile, and that is the foundation for your business. Then you figure out how you're going to immerse yourself in that culture, but you've got to build your way across the bridge in order to get to that other side or to meet at the apex of the bridge. And that is where you are set to go to the next level now. And if you look at the core of this, we all have shared values. When we're working in business, we're working with integrity, as an example. That is something that goes cross-culturally. We expect that. We expect this level of delivery when are engaged in these process, and we want to act ethically. That is where it is so easy to meet people. But at the same time, we're meeting with people who may be mothers. We may be, and there are all I talk about in my book the Venn diagram, the cultural Venn diagram. There's always overlap with human beings. We always have somewhere to connect. But then we have these other places that are so different. But that doesn't matter that they're different. If we know how to connect culturally, we can build on those and grow. And then our employees are more engaged when we send a team somewhere else. And we're not going to spend $3 to $5 million relocating them, true statistic, and then have a 75% failure rate. I mean, if you do the math and the lack of cross-cultural training costs, it is very high for organizations not to invest in this. And as their employees, as they do this themselves, I work with individual coaching, and I do workshops, and I am a keynote speaker for organizations to bring this into play. And what I do is give you the tools that you need so that you can fit in and belong and thrive, not just survive, but thrive in any culture. And that brings out your inherent leadership skills, and you're able to share those with others, which makes you an even stronger leader.
I love that. And I know that you have a special offer. So right now we have the book is actually at a special price right now during our launch promotional period. So if you happen to be watching this back later, I don't know that you're going to get these prices or the offers, but I want to offer it to you guys now who are here. Dr. Christina, I would say I call you Christy, um, wants to offer a free gift to you guys. So take advantage of this today. So tell us a little bit about that as well.
Okay, this gift I have created from my years of traveling and talking to experts, business experts, and travel experts, and just locals on every single continent. And it's the Insider's Cultural Immersion Guide, and I give you 10 tips to survive and thrive in another environment. And
I love that. So how can they get a copy of that? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
okay, so we have the information. Go to we'll have the QR code ready, and info@crosscultureconnections.com.
Okay, so they can send an email to info@crossculturalconnections.com.
Yeah.
And in the book, there's also a QR code that will,
Yes, that's what I was referring to with the QR code.
and on here for this particular video, we're going to put the link below. So if you don't see a QR code, you can actually click the link below, and that way we'll take it straight to your free gift. And thank you so much again for being here. Is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap up today?
I just want to say something about this book, Unexpected Leaders. It gets at the very core of what I am saying. Everyone has the potential to be leaders. And so this book, it demonstrates that because there are so many of us from so many different backgrounds, but leadership can be found in all shapes and sizes. And when we make the human connection, we are strong leaders, and we teach other people to lead as well.
I love that. And I think, just like the military, they have the greatest mentorship, when you think about it, because there's always somebody coming up and there's always somebody rising up and pulling that person to the next level. There's always an evolution of growth, right? And if we do something similar in our companies, in our families, in our sports teams, it's like it's creating these leaders and people that don't see themselves as a leader because they believed in the fact that, this Gallup poll says only 1 in 10 people are born with the talent and skill to actually lead people, which I think is BS. Um, and we're really proving that and disrupting that in the book and showing countless examples of how many people that have been able to step into leadership, yourself included, myself included, and the tools that people need to actually be able to recognize good leadership and foster it and encourage it within their companies and organizations.
Mm.
So I'm super excited to get this out there. I want to thank you for being a part of this and all the
Honored to be part of it. Thank you.
Oh, it's just so awesome. So thank you guys for being here today. And by the way, if you want to get more information about the book, you can go to the links below to buy your copy, and then you can go to mydefiningmoments.com. And our website is also below, more information on the book and the authors, and also how to write your own book if you want to end up becoming somebody that's going out there and creating subject matter expert books, nonfiction, things like that. So we'd love to talk to you further about those ideas and help you get them out of your head and out of your heart and into the hands of people who need them, like this book that we have here today. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Dr. Kristina, for being here as well, for your contribution. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you guys next time. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.